Thank you very much, Olivia Stearns. Now, for more on Amazon.com's results and to understand what makes a successful online retail business, I want to bring in my roundtable. We have Lori Wax, co-founder of Cross Ledge Investments. Also with us, Brad Stone, senior writer at Bloomberg Businessweek. He joins us from San Francisco. He's also the author of the forthcoming book. It's called The Everything Store, Jeff Bezos and the Age of Amazon. And joining us from Los Angeles, Bloomberg OS senior West Coast correspondent, John Ehrlichman. John, I want to start with you. So what jumped out of the Amazon.com results today?
Well, Olivia just highlighted that this company had a loss and people were expecting a profit. And as they forecast ahead, they could lose a lot more money in the fourth quarter, upwards of $440 million, where some were looking for a profit. So in a lot of ways, Pim, this is the same old story from Amazon, the company that muscles its way towards really impressive sales, $15.7 billion in this quarter. They suggest they could be north of $17 billion in the third quarter, but doing so at the expense of profit. Now, I think the debate constantly with Amazon is whether or not doing that, building a moat around its business by doing all this spending on infrastructure, building distribution centers so they can get stuff to you faster, is ultimately going to be a much more profitable story. I think that depends on how profitable those ebooks and movies and music that they're also investing in heavily are for the business, and I'm sure that's where a lot of the questions are going to come from going forward.
Lori Wax, do you consider Amazon.com a successful online retailer?
They certainly have made life difficult for many other brick-and-mortar retailers, so by virtue of that, they are a tremendous success. If you look at the volume that they do, every retailer that I look at has to figure out how to better make themselves somewhat protected from the threat that Amazon poses to all of them.
Brad Stone, how do companies compete against Amazon when Amazon doesn't seem to worry that much about actually making a profit?
You know, it's a conundrum, and the worst thing is that Amazon's shareholders don't seem to care. I mean, the stock's a little bit down today, but they've got just tremendous resilience, and Amazon's done a pretty good job of broadcasting the fact that they're in this investment cycle. They're going to spend a lot of money. You know, what do companies do? You know, they figure out what they're best at, and they double down on that, and they figure out what Amazon can't copy.
Lori Wax, can you just give us an example of some other retailers that are doing well online that have got the right business model and the right strategy?
Sure. I think Nordstrom's has done a fantastic job. They were the first one out there with free shipping, free returns, so they took that out of the equation. Something that they can offer that Amazon can at the moment is buy it online, pick it up at the store. So they're able to fight back with that. And I see other companies like Urban Outfitters say, we have proprietary product, we don't have to go the free shipping route, but we will increase our SKUs that are available online, because other retailers look at the lens of just what could we fit inside the store. Now they're saying we could add a lot more when it's just in our online inventory.
Brad Stone, Amazon.com is more than just a retailer. It offers cloud services, computer services to other companies. How important is that to the company's bottom line?
Well, it's small right now. I don't think it's probably important at all to the bottom line. You know, they continue to lower prices on all their services, but they're, you know, the industry leader. They basically created, you know, the enterprise cloud services space, and they're just growing. I think it's estimated to be $2 billion this year, but, you know, a lot of momentum. They're about to get the CIA on their cloud if they can fight off IBM. So not important now, but it's one of those reasons why shareholders have a lot of long-term faith.
John Ehrlichman, as Brad Stone just said, investors don't seem to mind that Amazon.com doesn't make a profit, at least not in the quarter that just ended. How long can that go on?
It's been going on a long time, and just to follow up on what you were talking about with Amazon Web Services, I mean, here is a business that in this quarter generated, well, it fell into the grouping of other revenue, which was 9% of the total North American revenue. So who knows how much Amazon Web Services is of that amount, but given how much revenue this company generates, that is a lot of money. And I think that's the point. I mean, you can't look at Amazon, as you said, as a traditional retailer, and that might be why people are curious about it in a big way, in the same way that they're curious about Google, and certainly don't position Google as just a company focused on search. Amazon is in many ways doing what Netflix is doing and a little bit of what everybody else is doing, Apple, Google, and so I think they look at them in a very different light.
I want to thank you very much. John Ehrlichman, our senior West Coast correspondent, joining us from Los Angeles. Our thanks also to Brad Stone of Bloomberg Business Week from San Francisco, and Lori Wax joining us from Cross Ledge Investments. Our other big headline today, the government filed criminal charges today against S.A.